Hello there, welcome to Encore. Coming up on our all-music show today, French dance duo Daft Punk Get Lucky at the Grammys. We'll have more on that and the rest of the big news from the ceremony in LA. Britpop legend Damon Albarn is back. We're reporting on the Blur and Gorillaz frontman's first ever bid for solo success. And from here in France, meet up-and-coming classical electro crossover band Wolfgang. Thanks very much for being with us. We also have in the studio Francesco from Wolfgang. Hi there. And of course, our music critic, Mariam Saab. Nice to see you both. Now, first up, it was a long night in Los Angeles, Sunday into Monday, as the world's biggest music awards, the Grammys, were handed out. Francesco, as a musician, did you stay up late into the night watching the ceremony?
No, unfortunately. I didn't stay up. In fact, I never watched a Grammy in my life. I guess I missed it last night.
Yeah,
again.
It was in the middle of the night, but you will catch up right now. We've got all the updates for you. It was a night of French success, in fact, with the dance duo Daft Punk sweeping the top honours at the Grammys. Here is their collaborator, Pharrell Williams, speaking on behalf of the band.
You know, honestly, I bet France is really proud of these guys right now. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. This has been awesome this year.
There you go, Pharrell Williams in a very silly hat there. And France is indeed very proud, aren't we, Mariam? And it has been an awesome year for Daft Punk.
Yes, it's been a very big year for Daft Punk. In fact, they dressed up for the occasion wearing fantastic white suits, white robotic suits. But yes, they won Record of the Year for Get Lucky and Best Group Performance for Get Lucky. And they also won the big ticket category of the night, Best Album.
That's the really big one, isn't it? That everyone wants to win.
Everyone wants to win it, and they got it for Random Access Memories, their fourth studio album. Now, we've loved them for a long time here in France, but in the US, this has been the big break. And that really came off of the back of collaborations with Pharrell Williams on Get Lucky, a hip-hop producer. And he also won Producer of the Year at the Grammys, and Nile Rodgers from Chic on the guitar, who made that really catchy hook on Get Lucky. So it was definitely one of the biggest songs of 2013, and they parlayed that success into a big sweep.
Interestingly enough, a lot of the fans, I think maybe particularly here in France, had anticipated this album so much, they were actually disappointed with it when it came out, but that didn't translate into their chart positions at all, did it? Or their Grammy success, we ought to say. So well done to Daft Punk. Another big winner was the duo Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, taking honours in the rap category and as Best New Artist. Now, their performance on the night was certainly unusual. More than 30 couples getting married live during the duo's rendition of their hit Same Love. Now, Francesco, as a musician, quite interesting to ask you about this. This is Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's way of arguing for marriage equality for straight and gay couples. It's a very controversial topic here in France and all over the world. What do you think about this on the performance side, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis incorporating real weddings into their performance?
I think it's brilliant. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think the stage is in fact the best possible spot to capture the attention of the people. And to make a statement like that, I think it's brilliant.
It's certainly an enormous audience to hear that message from them, isn't it? Mariam, there has also, though, been a bit of a backlash against the duo for them winning in the rap categories specifically. Why is that?
Well, they did. It was a sweep for Macklemore and Ryan Lewis in the rap category. And actually, it all began to the beginning during the nominations. The Grammy Rap Committee actually rejected Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. They said that they were a little bit more pop and not so much pure rap. And this was later overturned by the General Committee. But then they went on to win the big one, rap's Best Album for The Heist. They beat out Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z and Drake, but the really big sorry point for fans was Kendrick Lamar. He had a very strong debut with Good Kid, Mad City, and a lot of people thought that he should have won for that. He was nominated for 7 and he came out with 0.
Yeah, and I think Macklemore himself actually saying sorry to Kendrick Lamar via Twitter, saying, oh, I think you should have won as well. So very interesting response there. Now, of course, they do say that the Grammys is more of a big concert with some awards thrown in than an awards ceremony. And this year we had some real megastars on stage. Here are a few of them for you, starting up with Beyonce and Jay-Z. Okay, so that little clip ending on Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney, who were there to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award for the Beatles. Perhaps a little bit late, isn't it, for the Beatles?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's been 50 years since Beatlemania hit the United States. 1964 was when they first came out over there, and George Harrison and John Lennon aren't even around to accept the award, but they did celebrate with a performance, and it's quite a rare occurrence for Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr to come back together on the stage, which they did, performing Queenie Eye. But that's just a teaser, because the big show is coming up on February 9th, the night that changed America, a Grammy salute to the Beatles, and that's to celebrate 50 years since they first appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1964.
Plenty more from the Beatles and the Grammys to come then. Right, we will come back to the Grammys a little bit later on in the show. But for now, let's talk about Wolfgang, of which you are 1/3, Francesco. Now, with 2 pianos and 1 drummer on stage, it is certainly a very unusual mashup of classical and electro. Take a look at the band in action. There we go, that's the video for the band's song Kyrie. Certainly religious overtones in the name there. But for the video, you collaborated with a porn star and a porn director. Was there a link to the song, or is it just a way to catch attention in a cheeky kind of way?
Probably a bit of both. The director is a friend of our management. That's how the connection came to be. And the title of the song, Kyrie, being a reference to the Mass, we had the idea of a plot of a black mass, kind of. So
the people with the candles, that kind of thing. Right.
So there's kind of a ritualistic approach to the video, and John Beirut, the director, had his ideas too, of course. So
okay, certainly eye-catching, having a porn star in your video. Very naughty indeed.
You and Rami Khalifa, your fellow pianist, are both classically trained. You studied at the Juilliard School in New York. Now, is Wolfgang a rebellion against all of those years of, stiff posture and tailcoats?
It could be, but it could also very well be just a logical development. In other words, we use our classical luggage, our background. We don't dispose of it. We keep it. We use it. We recycle it, and we are ultimately interested in contemporary forms of music. But contemporary forms of music also use the history, use the repertoire. So I think it's out of necessity more than anything else.
And dance music itself is no stranger to the instrument of the piano. I mean, very old school, early 90s sort of rave anthems have piano in there. But what's different about your approach to electro, dance, classical mix-ups?
I think we use the pianos in a non-conventional way. We use them more like maybe percussion instruments or even guitars. So it's a very physical approach, very dynamic. I don't think you could compare it to maybe just a melody of a rave anthem, like you say. I mean, when we play, we go deep into the keys, and we sweat a lot. So I think it's just to bring the piano closer to the audience and bring it closer to the 21st century.
Okay.
Wolfgang's album Istakliklia came out last year, and you guys are currently in the middle of a French tour to promote the album. Your live shows are really nothing short of spectacular. What does it take? How much do you have to give when performing live in that kind of setup for Wolfgang?
What's life like on the road with pianos as well? Big old instruments.
We don't travel with our pianos. Fortunately or unfortunately, I think the weight would just be a drag. but it takes everything. We give everything. I think every show is a challenge. We play in very different locations. Could be big festivals or small halls.
Okay, and you are working on a new album this year. Touring that album is De Clalia, and also you're going to be at plenty of festivals, including the Hivernal du Jazz Festival in Brittany coming up quite soon on February the 8th. Well, we've just got time to tell you about the return of a former Grammy winner with his first ever solo album. Blur and Gorillaz frontman Damon Albarn will release Everyday Robots at the end of April, and he's just recently given us a preview of the first single of the same title.
We are everyday robots on our phones, in the process of getting home, looking like standing stones, out there on our own. We're everyday robots in control.
Another different approach to the piano there. Marianne, what can we expect from the rest of the album?
This new album features vocals from Natasha Khan from Bat for Lashes and Brian Eno. And there's even a song that he wrote for a baby elephant from Tanzania called Mr. Tembo.
Lovely.
And we can expect him to play plenty of live dates to promote the record. He's already announced as a headliner for the Latitude Festival in the UK in July, and it's expected to drop April 28th.
Fabulous. Plenty for us to look forward to there. We are going to end the show with more from France's Grammy superstars, Daft Punk. Do let us know what you think via our social networks. You can also follow me on Twitter @ACatInParis if you like. For now, thanks very much to Francesco from Wolfgang for coming in to see us. Thanks also to our music critic, Mariam.
Thank you.
And to you, of course, for watching the show. Here is Get Lucky. We'll see you soon.